Yes, it's a bit tricky because many of them really arrive pretty late or are just on their way back. Like Josh Sargent, who still finished the game more or less yesterday morning. So there will be some late decisions. Definitely out will be Christoph Zimmermann. He's got a ankle problem during this week, a swollen ankle. Definitely out will also be Dimitrios Giannoulis. He was also left out of the last game day squad for the Greek national team, so with some back and neck problems. And these are more or less the two topics I can confirm. We need to have some late decisions, definitely, because many players picked up some little knocks and there are some question marks. Josh Sargent, for example, like I mentioned, so he finished the game yesterday morning at 5, was then on the plane at 7 to Heathrow, 11 hours flight. Then the travel back from Heathrow back to Norwich, arrived pretty late. Reported that he was struggling to sleep overnight and reported also a hamstring problem. So we have to scan him, have to assess him. So there will be definitely some late decisions about availability for tomorrow, but we will see. Yes, he returned back to us in the beginning of the week and had some problems with his knee and had some individual rehab sessions in the beginning. Thank God, since yesterday he's also back in team training, and we have to wait right now how his body reacts. We have a session also in the afternoon, but I think it's more or less good news. He seems to be around. Yeah, so far so good. If I'm honest, I was a little bit concerned in the beginning because it was clear that he would miss the first 2 games for the Greek team anyhow, and because our doctor said, okay, listen, it will probably last about 2 weeks till he's back and fully fit, and it was a bit of a risk that he was in the squad, but it also says a lot about his reputation that. The Greek team wanted to do everything in order to involve him, and I was also a bit concerned when he came on. Of course, if then everything works fine and he's there with a great assist as well, good for his self-confidence, good for his rhythm, and it seems that everything was okay with the calf. Then definitely good news, but it was also a bit risky anyhow, and but definitely good news that he's back. And yesterday we were careful with him. We didn't bring him back on the training pitch, just some rehab and just some assessment. But this afternoon we have another session, and if he comes through the session also without any reaction in the calf, then he's definitely also available for tomorrow, and that's definitely good news. I think it's too early to judge. Also, not the other clubs, not us in general. So each and every game on this level is an opportunity to win some points, and we were also greedy to win some points even at the Etihad at Manchester City, and of course they also want to be competitive and get off the mark at the Emirates. That's also for sure, but we are also quite respectful. Arsenal has still unbelievable amount of quality players. Yeah, they were struggling in the first game days, also a bit with their availability of their key players. And how I watched their first game, and they have so much quality up front. Yeah, with Lacazette, with Aubameyang, with Saka, with Swiss Rowe, with Papers. It's unbelievable. Odegaard for this level, but. In the first game I watched, for example, the Brentford game. Yeah, there was no Odegaard, there was no Lacazette, there was no Aubameyang. Saka just returned back more or less after a bit longer holiday. Yeah, and of course, when these key players are not available, then you're also sometimes struggling in this league. Yeah, because it's all about fine margins and a few percent. Right now, they are all back to fitness, all available, and for that. I expect Arsenal to play really also in general a good season because they have lots of quality. We are not the favorite in this game, but like you said, it's an opportunity for us to get off the mark. And if it's anyhow possible, we want to win some points. Yeah, the only thing I can confirm, there was not just late interest in Max Owens, there was also early interest anyhow. But I was quite confident during the window. Max, the key player for me, Max, the key player for us, and we need him in order to be successful. And for us, it was never really a topic to let him go. That's right. So since you mentioned it, I was not even thinking about this, if I'm really honest, because the last days were really, really hectic, and also, anyhow, then you follow in the middle of the night if Josh Sargent is starting and how long does he play and does he really come back anyhow. So it was more like to think about, okay, which player is really available, and like I mentioned before, it was and is tricky also to have the right decisions for tomorrow. So I was not thinking too much about what has happened with me in the past. But yeah, it's of course definitely a remarkable number. Anyhow, I'm unbelievable in this moment. Also unbelievable, grateful and thankful and humble that I'm allowed to yeah, work in this responsible role for this amazing club. I know it's not normal to have this backing and this trust and this yeah, all the support and all this help, especially in this business. Yeah, it's not normal at the moment that you're in charge for 200 games as a manager. Anyhow, it's not normal in nowadays at least. And for that, yeah, I'm unbelievably grateful and thankful for the people I'm working with. And yeah, hopefully I'm allowed to be here for a few more games in charge. It's definitely for sure. Yeah, so in general, I don't like to speak too much about our conversations anyhow, but also Jürgen was full of praise of him, about his potential and yeah, also about his character, and yeah, was definitely also important chat for me anyhow in order to yes, give it a real go in order to bring him in. And I was even before fully convinced, but it's always good when the most experienced and the most quality coaches in the world and person in this business also recommend a player, and there's not a guarantee that it will work out, so we'll see in general. So it's not a guarantee that each and every coach is always right anyhow, but it says a lot about his reputation and also his potential at least, and yeah, we want to help him also to develop his full potential, and then I think he can help us. No, it's also not my style to comment any other situation from other clubs, and I'm not in the position to judge any other circumstances and the situation the club is in. All I can say about Mikel, I think he's a fantastic guy. So we've met several times with unbelievable football knowledge, with unbelievable experience. I think he tries to bring his values and his handwriting into the club, and they had also in last season some fantastic performances. And like I described before, I know so in this business, there's always pressure, and Mikel knows it. Especially, he has played for some of the best clubs in the world, and he has handled this pressure as a player. And believe me, he won't crack under any pressure. As also not as a coach, he's much too smart and too intelligent, and much too much such a good person. He knows that's quite normal in this business. But like I mentioned before, so when I judge his first games, and also, for example, I watched a Brentford game when Brentford was able to beat Arsenal, although Arsenal had more possession. But let's be honest, so he had to play this game, for example, without all their key players. So I was out Aubameyang, without, like I said, without Xhaka, who just came on then because he was not ready to go, Odegaard not involved. So then it's unbelievably difficult. So on this level, 1 or 2% are always determining if decisive if you win or if you lose a game, even for the best clubs in the world. And if then some of your key players are not available and you have a corona outbreak anyhow, then it's also sometimes the hands are tied for the manager. And I think he's in general a fantastic manager. I'm pretty sure he will prove this also in the future, because he has a fantastic idea about football, also fantastic values. He's yeah, unbelievable great guy, and I'm pretty sure without judging the Arsenal situation, I think he will have a great career as a manager, and for that I'm full of respect what Mikel is doing in his job.